This is an excerpt from like a longer kind of lyric essay meditation on blackness through, oddly enough, animation. It is called Darker Than Black. 1. In both the anime Soul Eater and the television series The 100, there is more black blood than black bodies. The bodies can always know, yet the blood cannot. The blood then is more that official black, that invincible black which resists both radiation and technological takeover, not bleeders and Nephilim alike. 2. Some black must be legally documented, and in this we have all become notary publics of one form or another. 3. Before watching aforementioned show, we might know, for those moments which knowing helps, that these characters are unintelligent and male. They fight. Perhaps they are less dangerous to white ladies than the niggers in Birth of a Nation. The original, of course, not the second. Though none escape the material history of American mandingo brawlery. 4. For what something teaches you and what you learn should never be the same thing, lest you fail to learn anything at all. 5. The first time I blacked out, I was running, and perhaps I still am. In the fall, training for the Philly Marathon with a fluffy black dog whom I was told made me seem more safe for a Negro in my neighborhood. My vision collapsed before my lungs, and on the scratchy green grass 10 feet from my apartment door. 6. In season 3 of The 100, Lexa is collapsed, dead on the dirty throne room floor. The heroine, Clark, with a myriad of complicit and willing subjects, between which by now there should be no distinction, drains the black blood from Lexa's body. By drain, I mean take, though not Christianize, colonize, conform, or discover. This scene fortunately leaves more room for violence. 7. And I was deeply attracted to Lexa at the level of sex, of violence, of blood. She choked me with both dark hands and ride my face bloody. I'd cough, my stomach growling, the slow drip and chunk and smear of black. 8. Perhaps take is a faulty word as steel in regards to a body. Like Lexa's obscured flesh, her skin lit between the color of Negro Modelo and Corona Light. The black blood always belonged to Clark. 9. It comes as a great shock, Baldwin wrote, when you are rooting for Gary Cooper, that you discover the Indians are you. 10. That first time police stood over me, the sun had come out gleaming into my eyes past blue shoulders and badges and hands on belts and chests that spoke, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I did not realize then that I was the crackhead who a white woman next door had called the police on, but in the hospital still wheezing and in cuffs, committed to psych. I overheard one of many conversations between white folks about my body in which I was no part. 11. When we were young, Childish Gambino played at Coachella, and I stood in the crowd with you. It was 98 degrees, if you remember. The girls in front of us offered drugs, but when you discovered they meant crack, you said, "Never mind, I'm actually a cop, and damn, these white girls mean like real drugs, like real drugs. This shit is crazy." 12. I'm often too glued to the things between myself and other black people, white masked or otherwise. And there's far less between ourselves and oblivion, skin that often defeats its very purpose, Nicole City writes. 13. The strangest thing, I suppose, is that I actually asked myself honestly, had I done crack that morning and forgot? 14. Perhaps it's the possibility that I'd say yes, which drives the woman in the cafe to say that there are too many, me and you, black people here, rather than have to look. At herself, at our country in living color, or at us reading, presumably literate beyond the mediocrity of her white husband. 15. I suppose our here and hers are so different as to obliterate comparison. 16. Anti-blackness, Wolderson says, is a prerequisite for world making at every stage of abstraction. 17. But you give me a great advantage, Baldwin replies, for you never had to look at me. 18. On the second episode of the anime Darker Than Black, there is a black man. He is a threat of sorts bigger than the man he travels with, built, one might say, in a tank top. His partner, petite in a suit. A long scar cuts across his face, from jail, possibly, nearly bisecting the sideburns of a 1970s news anchor. His belt is partially undone, or the loop is too big, or the character is drawn to make this ambiguous, or they all mean the same thing. After chasing the white lady and failing to capture her, he consumes her innocence by proxy, eating her, the flowers instead, yellow peonies, carnations, chrysanthemums, they all seem to taste the same. This is his first close-up. He grunts and engulfs as the camera grinds against his face, mascara or bags beneath his eyes. Who can tell? His partner is aghast at this scene, face slacked and eyes wide, sweat dripping from stiff blonde microbags. For we are rarely forced to observe such ordinary beasts grazing instead of hunting, those which are not ruminants but something else entirely. 19. It took time to reconcile how Morrison could be entertained with Twain or Melville. But the intercourse, this literal play in the dark, has become more than just survival, for me and I suppose for you too. 20. At times I want the fear of me to be surgical and permanent, needy and demon-throated, but in others I've laid my body down for reaping commodity fetishism. 21. Yet all I want to do is love myself the way Rolske loves orchards. 22. That I am both enamored and bored to social death by philosophy should mean more than just drinking a lot of coffee. Insert here joke on the consumption of black coffee and the sexual desire for black bodies with or without Luke Cage and his shackles. 23. After extolling the merits of sucking a good dick and a story at MIT, Samuel Delaney went on to say that we should all be drinking much less coffee. The crowd, incensed, asked why. This is because of where it comes from and who gets exploited in making it, Chip said. I've had 3 cups today, yet I struggle to stay awake.